Hey there, good Sunday morning to you on Atlanta News First Plus. It's First Alert meteorologist Isaac Williams here updating you on the forecast. It has been a messy, rainy day out there. In fact, we will first start off this morning before we talk about the flood watches. This is our news crew out in the city or town of Jersey in Walton County. This is obviously not a back road, but not a interstate that they're on, and this is a part of a flash flood warning, and thankfully this road seems to be passable. We've had some reports overnight from emergency management in Cleburne County, Alabama, of some several roadways that are either impassable or washed out. We've also heard of some water rescues going on overnight into this morning in Cleburne County. We'll talk about that too on radar, but we'll just kind of follow along here there in the First Alert Breaking News Tracker. Since about 8 o'clock this morning, they've been kind of roaming around the metro Atlanta region. There's been some minor road closures in a few spots in west and southwest Atlanta earlier. Again, the road that they're on right now seems to be doing okay, but again, this is our news crew out in Walton County, which is on the far east side of the Atlanta metro area this morning. We'll come back to those. We'll kind of watch their feed behind the scenes here. Megan's with me, but thankfully there's been no crazy breaking news overnight, so we'll keep it fully weather this morning. A flood watch has been issued for north and west central Georgia until tomorrow night. That does include all of metro Atlanta for the possibility of additional rain amounts of 2 to 4 inches. So on top of what's already fallen, we could continue to see more flood threats develop into early next week. So we have got a First Alert weather day, obviously, for today. We've added one for tomorrow and then for Tuesday as well. We're looking at that continued heavy rain and flood risk for the next several days, and we're going to see this possibly lead to additional issues over the next couple of days. More back to school tomorrow and Tuesday as well, and those plans and routines likely to be impacted by some of this heavy wet weather that's moving in. So here's First Alert radar this morning. This is Cleburne County, Alabama, so we do note a few more showers are reforming there in eastern Alabama. That is not good news for our friends over there in and around Heflin. Some volunteer fire department and emergency management crews out there, again, reporting several roadways and county roads impassable or washed out even. So that flash flood warning has been in effect for several hours, really since about 2 a.m. or so this morning, and unfortunately rain is reforming. Hopefully these scattered showers in Cleburne County will not be super heavy or widespread or sustained, because that is certainly not what our friends in East Alabama need. We're watching out for you folks, though. We'll keep you posted if anything else happens there. Here is far east Atlanta metro area, so from Covington and Oxford north into Walnut Grove and portions of Walton County. That red, obviously, is where the worst of the rain is, but steady rain continues back down through and across I-20 in portions of Newton County. Again, Walton County and then eastern Rockdale County. This flash flood warning, that green box that you see on the screen, is going to be with us until 2:15 this afternoon. So this is going to be a longer lasting flash flood warning, just because there might be more rain that moves into the region as well, and something that we're going to continue to follow. You can also see back across portions of Henry County on your Stockbridge there. That's moving north and east as well, so that might impact you folks out in Lithonia and Conyers again, out in Rockdale County. So I-20 has been a pretty rough go this morning. Thankfully, it is a weekend morning, so we're not seeing as many cars on the roads today, but still, if you have errands to run, back to school, last-minute stuff to get today, it's just going to be a rough go on the roadways. Just keep it slow and easy, and remember to never cross a roadway that you may not know the water. If the water is crossing the roadways, you know the drill, turn around, don't drown. That's one of the common things we like to urge and remind folks of on a flood threat day. Across the rest of the metro, we've seen the rain intensity kind of start and stop over the past 30 minutes. It's been pretty steady all morning, heavy in times, but right now we're looking at kind of the western side of the perimeter to see the worst of the weather right now. Some heavy rain from East Point up the 285 area there and around the bend closer to the Battery, and then we see this kind of extend over into portions of Cobb County. Paulding County starting to dry out this morning. That's some good news. You had several hours of rain earlier. This is moving up toward Johns Creek, though, in Gwinnett County, Lawrenceville and Snellville. It's been raining there for several hours. In fact, all morning in Gwinnett County, we have had quite a bit of rainfall. But thankfully, it's been just not heavy enough, I should say, to cause any sort of flash flood concerns. Here's the big picture. We've got scattered rain kind of reforming back to the southwest of metro Atlanta. Hopefully that sort of stays away, but we could certainly see that develop up closer to the metro again. And we've got steady rain from Gwinnett County out east through Winder and Athens and up into the northeast part of Georgia as well. And this unsettled weather is the reason the First Alert Weather Day is still with us today. And this type of weather is going to continue. We may see hours-long periods of rain, and then we hopefully will get a few breaks to kind of let things absorb as much as they can because we do have that flood risk continuing over the next few days. Let's talk rain amounts. I believe that's what I have next. Yeah, you can see here just in the past 3 hours, rain amounts, radar estimates 2 to 3 inches. Again, this is just since about 7 o'clock this morning, and you can see that hot spot right on the Newton-Walton County line, which is why the flash flood warning was issued, and we could still see some additional issues there. And you can also see at least 1 to 2 inches of rain on the edge of your screen there up into Gwinnett County as well on the northeast side of the Atlanta metro. Thankfully, the rain amounts here in the metro have been relatively light and manageable the past 3 hours. Floyd County was hit hard last night, too, with some heavy rain. This is radar estimating 8+ inches of rain on the west side of the county, closer to the Cherokee County line in Alabama. This is just outside of Rome, Georgia, and we've got 5+ inches of rain being estimated there in the western portion of Gordon County, west there of Calhoun. So northwest Georgia was hit pretty hard yesterday with heavy rainfall. This extended back into East Alabama, which again caused those concerns and caused those issues in Cleburne County, Alabama, which still continue this morning. And again, we're continuing to follow some additional reports coming out of Cleburne County. The bigger picture, as we kind of take a look at the southeast radar view, we've got a stalled front to the south. We've got high pressure up to the north and east. And basically we have cool but stable flow coming off the mountains, and that's the reason it is not so hot out there this morning. And we did get to the low 80s yesterday, but we're certainly expecting high temperatures today to be in the low 70s and maybe even the 60s in some cases in the afternoon. So just some unseasonably cool weather due to this wedge setup. And a lot of times this just produces clouds but no rain, but this time around, of course, we are certainly seeing the cool and the rainy weather that will continue in the next few days. So here's a look at Futurecast through the rest of today, Sunday, 2 p.m. The latest models here showing what we have over metro Atlanta and points east, hopefully lifting north and gradually diminishing, but by no means are we expecting dry weather across the region this afternoon. Just more scattered downpours are expected throughout the course of the day. And hopefully this new activity later today, of course, avoids any sort of areas that were hit hard this morning, such as Newton and Walton counties, Cleburne County, Alabama, or Floyd County up near Rome. Hopefully those areas get avoided, but we can't guarantee that. So we just want to be aware of this, and we're going to continue to follow all the downpours here closely. It looks like they're getting back on I-20, Megan. So this is our news crew here in the Breaking News Tracker. Obviously, rain continues there, and they are getting back on Interstate 20. So now they would be back in Newton County, as that is where the interstate is here. So this is well to the east of Atlanta. Rough weather continues there. A flash flood warning continues. And again, obviously, I-20 seems to be doing okay here in terms of flooding, but we have seen briefly at times across metro Atlanta some interstate blockage due to flooding. But thankfully, the metro roads at the moment seem to be doing okay. But we'll continue to follow Blake, our news crew, out in the elements this morning. Not the best Sunday to be on the roads, and thankfully not too many people are out on this Sunday morning. But we know we have places to go and things to do still, so that's something that we'll continue to kind of follow. And, of course, they hear of any flooding, or if we hear any flooding reports, we'll pass them along throughout the day. today. But Futurecast does keep the chances for rain continuing this evening. We can kind of switch back. Yeah, that's fine. Megan playing a producer behind the scenes. Thanks, Megan. So into this evening, again, more isolated to scattered rain coverage expected through Sunday. Today's flash flood threat, it's a little bit higher over in South and West Georgia, but all of our coverage area in North Georgia is still in at level 1 risk of flooding. Then for tomorrow, we're going to see another surge of moisture come in. We've got this is noon tomorrow, and we've got widespread rain pushing in again. Once again, it could start and stop at times tomorrow, but since we have so many back-to-school districts tomorrow going back, and with heavy rain and flood threats continuing, we've added that first alert weather day for Monday. That's going to keep rain chances into Monday night. So morning commute, daytime commute, evening commute, all could be impacted in scattered pockets across North Georgia. Maybe getting a break Monday night again, but we still expect another surge to come in here on Tuesday as well. There's tomorrow's flash flood risk. Once again, all of us in that threat. In terms of total rain amounts, again, this is just one computer model, but I think it does a pretty good job of capturing. Some of you may get 3 to 3.5 additional inches of rain, and that's the reason that flood watch was issued this morning by the Weather Service down in Peachtree City for most of our coverage area, kind of targeting that north, central, and west side of Georgia. But we could definitely see some issues arise up in northeast Georgia as well. Here's a look at the 7-day. So we have, obviously, first alert weather days today, tomorrow, and Tuesday. Rainy weather will continue through the end of the week. Now, hopefully by Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we're going to see that chance of rain back off to about 40%, so nothing super impactful or heavy, but this unseasonably wet and cool pattern looks to stick around for several days. It is crazy to see that the high temperature in the 70s for several days in early August, coming off a stretch last week where we were at 100 degrees at Hartsfield. So we got to that on Tuesday, and then we got to 99 the day before that. So nowhere close to that coming up here. Maybe the hottest air we see is Friday and Saturday of next week. And even there, it's only 84, and that's still well below average. The average high this time of the year, about 90 degrees. So we are looking at, again, some of that unseasonably cool weather sticking around. Also want to mention the tropics really fast. So the latest from the Hurricane Center, a 50% chance now of development in the next couple days of an area of low pressure off the Carolina coastline. We'll be watching that. And then there is a broad area in the central Atlantic of a 30% chance of something forming. This is something that hasn't even happened yet. This is something that might form over the next 5 days. Right now, that area pretty much void of any thunderstorm action, but there could be an area of low pressure to form in the next couple days. But that area off the Carolina coastline is something to watch. Here is, again, the 7-day forecast once again, and we still have very wet, soggy weather over the next few days. Obviously, getting back to school and work next week will be needing a few extra minutes, I think, on the roadways to kind of get where we're going the next few days as these rainy patterns continue. I'll bring back up our news crew again. They are, I believe, still on Interstate 20 this morning, kind of following the road conditions. Again, thankfully, it is a weekend morning and not as many folks out, but just want to keep that in mind. A flash flood warning does continue for Newton and Walton and Rockdale counties this morning until 2:15 this afternoon. So as it stands now, that's going to be another 4 hours. And some other nuisance road flooding. We've seen some reports of that too. Some of the side roads and ponding of the roadways definitely going to be happening. So be careful, even though you may not see road closures. Ponding of the roadways could still cause some hydroplaning out there, so we want you to take it extra easy on this Sunday. It is a first alert weather day. We have more of that coming up, but hopefully the weather begins to quiet down toward the middle and end of next week. We'll continue to follow the weather and news all day long. Remember, you can always get the latest updates to the forecast inside our First Alerts weather app. If you don't have that, make sure to download that as well throughout the course of the day.
Stay up to date on your latest weather from the largest team of meteorologists in the Southeast. Download the First Alert Weather app for hour-by-hour forecasts and join us every weekday at 11:30 a.m. on ANF+. You can also text WEATHER to the number on your screen, and we'll send a link directly to your cell phone.